Periyar, as we all know, has been associated with the Justice Party and the self respect movement, and his impact on the political landscape, the social landscape of such Tamil Nadu is such that even after 55 years of his passing away, his legacy lives on. The political parties in Tamil Nadu, the main political parties, DMK and IADMK, follow his ideals, his principles, and the concept of caste is such a widely discussed concept in Tamil Nadu that every political party, in principle, seems to condemn it. The whole political parties in India condemn it. But as regards the political landscape of Tamil Nadu, it is a very hot, widely debated topic. Hello viewers, my name is Amit Mahajan. Namaskar and Vanakkam to all of you. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Layman History and Geopolitics. So friends, as I've discussed earlier, I used to think that EVR was basically with the Justice Party, and when I started studying about him, I came to know that basically when he started his political career, he started his political career on the state scene and on the national scene with Congress Party. In 1917, he was a founding member of Madras Presidency Association. Now, what this association wanted was, its demands were that it wanted a communal representation for non-Brahmins in the Madras Legislative Council. It was a part of the Congress Party. And why EVR joined it? EVR joined it because, see, the Justice Party at that time seemed to be towing the line of the British, and Congress had its nationalistic ideals, and it seemed to trying to forge a social approach in India where it wanted to bring all people together. And it seemed that Congress used to put all the people in the same bracket. It did not want to pursue the agendas based on caste, creed, or religion. So that's the very reason EVR joined the party. But in 1920, the government gave into the demands of the people in Tamil Nadu. The representation of uh, non-Brahmins was granted in the Legislative Council. In 1920, EVR was appointed the president of the Congress Party in Tamil Nadu. He held the post of president of Tamil Nadu branch of Congress Party in 1924 and 1924. In 1922 and 1921 and 22, if I'm right, he was the general secretary of the Tamil Nadu branch of the Congress Party, and he was very eloquent. As we all know, his speeches, as we all see today, were firebrand speeches, and he was able to connect with the masses. And he was able to connect with the masses in the language which the people understood, that was Tamil. Now, he was just one of the four leaders in the Congress Party who used to understand the nerve of the people. Education level, as we all know, during that times was abysmally low in India. And as I've told you, he was just one of the four orators in Tamil Nadu who used to have a understanding of the nerve of the people. The other three being Thiruvi Kalyan Sundaram Mudliar, then it was V. Vardarajalu Naidu, and third was S. Satyamurthy, the same S. Satyamurthy, whom we later on associate with uh, Kamarajar. So it was like that his political career started with Congress, and in the very beginning, he used to demand that the Congress party should give communal representation to non-Brahmins in the Congress party itself. So this was his key demand in the Congress party, and he tried to bring in resolutions to this regard. He brought a resolution in 1921. It was actually not granted. Since his part in the Congress party, where he stayed for almost 5 6 years, every annual session he tried to bring this motion, and every time it was objected by the president of the convening session on some grounds or another. And in the end, his disenchantment grew to such an extent that he had to leave the party. Now, as I've discussed with you, EVR basically joined the Congress party because of its national zeal, and secondly, on the grounds that it wanted to give us, equal status to all the stratas in the society, all the classes in the society. But in Congress party, there too existed some dogmas, some differences. In 1920, on a party tour to Dindigul, he, along with his fellow person, went for their um, lunch or dinner, whatever, eating in a place of a Brahmin leader of the party. And to their surprise, they were served differently from the others in a different place. And then another case happened in Koltaram, if I'm right. In that place, it was actually pathetic. He, along with some other leader, was there. And what so happened was that they went for dining in the place of of a Brahmin leader again. And to their dismay, where they sat for dining, that place was not cleaned. It was all leftover was spread around there. And it so happened that since it was the dinner time, they had eaten in the morning, they had eaten in the noon. Those plates were also lying around there. So the family of the Brahmin leader had not cleaned the place with the fear that if they would clean this place, they would get polluted. Such was actually the scene of the society in those times. How caste-ridden the society was at those in those times, we can actually gauge out from these related accidents. And it so happened that, see, Periyar had his experience, as we all know, when he was 25, he went to Banaras, and firsthand he had experienced how the Brahmins deal with the people. He went hungry around there, and he was not allowed to eat around there. He went to a eatery which was actually funded by a non-Brahmin from Tamil Nadu, and he was not even allowed there to eat in Banaras. His mustache gave away when he tried to enter the eatery, saying that he was a Brahmin. The guard caught him because he had a mustache, and Brahmins don't keep mustaches. He was thrown out of the eatery, and he had to survive on the leftovers. So, such was the condition of the Hindu society of that time, and he knew that it was existing. But for the sake of the party, for the sake of the Congress party and its greater vision, he thought that, see, these things are societal problems, they do exist, but I have to think about the greater cause. And he continued in the party till 1925, when actually some incidents happened which actually broke his faith in the Congress party. First was that in the 1925 session of the annual session of the Tamil Nadu unit of Congress party, uh, he again brought this motion of communal representation of non-Brahmins in the Congress party. The president of the session told him to bring signatures of 30 delegates. He was able to arrange signatures of 50 delegates. Even then, his motion was not tabled, and the delegates were actually split into two groups around there. We all know the Vikram Satyagraha of 1924, 31st March 1924. It was launched in the state of Travancore in the temple of Vaikom. It was again an untouchability issue. The Azwas and other castes in Kerala were not allowed to enter the areas around the Vaikom temple, the streets around the Vaikom temple, thinking that they would pollute the streets if they would walk around there. Uh, the Congress leaders of Kerala branch invited AVR to come there for Satyagraha. 31st March 1924, they launched this Satyagraha. The leaders of Kerala branch of the Congress were arrested. EBR went there. He conducted his Satyagraha around there. He too was arrested. And in his absence, his wife and his sister led this movement around there. And in 1927, owing to this pressure and uh, talks between Gandhi and the Travancore royal family, the issue was finally resolved, and the streets were thrown open to the all the castes that they could go around here. It was a great success on the part of EVR. He was hailed as Vicom Virar, that's Vicom hero. But then Tamil Nadu, he was being reclaimed as a hero. He was known as a hero. But the national media, which was, it is said, was actually in control of the Brahmins, did not even mention his this great feat of his. And in addition to what was happening, there was in Tamil Nadu was that he was the president of in Tamil branch of Indian Spinners Association. So he used to promote khadi around there. He used to give speeches. As we all know, civil disobedience movement was gaining momentum. Then a non-cooperation movement was there. He was promoting khadi around there, and it so happened that the he was the president of the Indian Spinners Association Tamil Nadu branch, and it so happened that the secretary of this association was as uh, just a moment, K. Sanathanam. He was a Brahmin. He actually used to ignore EVR, he used to outflank him and take decisions on administration and the administrative matters and the running matters of the association. And he used to irk EVR because he felt that this person was trying to sideline him, and this was not true if it has to be thought as a party, as an association. Now, the boiling point, as I've told you, came in 1925, Kanchipuram uh, uh, meeting of the Congress, yearly meeting of the Tamil Nadu branch of the Congress. And prior to it, what happened was that there was an incident which is known as Srima Devi Gurukul incident. And that what happened was that now the Srima Devi Gurukul was run by a very staunch nationalist SSIR. Now what happened around there was that now this Gurukul was actually made out as a result of established as a result of Congress opposition to the British during the civil disobedience movement, during the non-cooperation movement, and yet the students were provided the religious education. Patriotic fervor was instilled in them, and they were educated to be the good, broad-minded citizens of the country. Now, the Brahmin students used to study there, and non-Brahmin students used to study there. But it so happened that when they were served food in different kitchens. So it was again a discrimination in such a noble institution. When EVR came to know about this, he was the general secretary of the party at that time in Tamil Nadu. He instituted a committee. Committee found out that this practice was happening. He and other non-Brahmin members of the party tried to speak with Mr. Ayar. They told him that since this Gurukul is being run from the funds of non Brahmin patrons and the Congress party, and it has such a noble cause. These things should not occur in such a Gurukul, as it would lead to inferiority complex in the minds of non Brahmin students. Now, in his opposition, the Brahmin leaders of the party came around there. S. Rajgopalachari came around there. Some other leaders came around there. They defended SSIR, and SSIR responded to EVR by saying that making such changes in a short notice of time is not going to work. If you want to make a difference, the difference has to come in broader regard, in broader societal terms. Until then, please bear with this practice. So it was a boiling point for EVR. And then again, he presented a motion in the Kanchipuram meeting of the Congress party, which was not allowed. And he actually disassociated with the Congress party thereon. You stopped attending meetings. In 1926, actually, Congress branch of the Tamil Nadu branch of the Congress instituted a committee to inquire about this change of attitude in EVR. And actually, the disciplinary committee recommended that the primary membership of the EVR from the Congress Working Committee of Tamil Nadu should be revoked. Now, EVR was at that time disassociated with the Congress party, but till 1927, he had great respect for Mahatma Gandhi. In 19, on, if I remember, on 5th May, just a moment, on 2nd May 1925, he had started Kodi Arasu, the newspaper, in a road, and it was about this newspaper wanted to actually instill self-respect in the minds of all the masses, promote ideas of socialism, and promote brotherhood among all the non-Brahmin castes in Tamil Nadu. Now, in this newspaper, EVR used to praise Gandhi. He used to promote Khadar at sale, There were slogans in 1927 in Kodiyarasu in which he wrote Hail Gandhi, Hail Khadar, and he used to promote sale of Khadar. By doing these ideas, this was his idea of telling Gandhi which class is in support of the national struggle. He meant that it is the downtrodden people of the society, the non-Brahmins, who have been subjugated to such extreme measures from such centuries, long centuries. Still, they are in support of the Congress party, in support of Mahatma Gandhi for freedom. In 1927, Gandhi came to Mysore. He gave a statement on Vanashram Dharma. EVR went there, met him. Though Gandhi was against untouchability, but on the hereditary part of Vanashram Dharma and on the occupational part of Vanashram Dharma, he totally agreed with what was written in the Puranas. And thus, EVR had a discussion with him on Hindu religion, Brahmins, non Brahmins, Vanashram Dharma. And EVR took a decision to part away from the Congress. It was such a painful decision. But then he felt free that he was now able to propagate his ideals freely, to talk about self respect, which is the basic uh, ingredient, a basic quality which is required in every individual. Because, see, social equality, according to him, was just a tool in the hands of haves. There are two classes, haves and have nots. And the idea of social equality is promoted by the haves to further their ends. And there is no meaning of political freedom until and unless you have self respect. If you don't arise for yourself, nobody will arise for you. It was as simple as that. And as we all know, after this, rest is history. A retired judge of High Court of Madras had once said what he thinks today about Periyar. He had said, what he thinks today, the country will think tomorrow. Such a great personality. So, friends, that was all from me for today. You won't find many of the graphics today around today in this video because it's just my heart out, whatever I felt spoken with you. So I hope you liked my video, and if you did, I request all of you to kindly like, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel, Layman History and Geopolitics. Namaskaram, welcome to all of you. Thank you.